exactly the right. Yeah.
Have the weirdest coincidence that just came across.
Good Shabbos. Wow, that's loud. Hello, everyone. As you're coming in, I'm going to invite you, if it's possible, to come close. This will not surprise you. Come close to me. Because we sound so sweet when we sing together. Please come close. If you're on Zoom, you can move your faces closer to the camera. No problem at all. Oh, yeah, this is great. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Do you need, do you have, okay.
Yeah.
Good Shabbos. So good to see you. Good Shabbos. As you come in, I invite you to greet the people near you. If you know them, that's great. If you don't, that's a really good reason to say hi. Good Shabbos. As folks are coming in, we're going to begin with Nigun. We're going to begin with wordless song. Welcome. Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's so sweet to see you. Let's take a breath. Who has been hurtling towards Shabbat? Welcome. Welcome in. Welcome to our spirits, those spirits who are buoyed, those spirits who are weary. Welcome. Good Shabbos. Just looking around this space, I wonder who is here for the very first time? Is there anyone who's here in the Shir Tikva Sanctuary for the very first time? Welcome, welcome. It's amazing to me because most weeks at Shir Tikva, there's at least one person who's here for the very, very first time. And I wonder who here in the sanctuary and on Zoom in the last month has traveled over 1,000 miles? Oh, okay, let's just take a moment and feel that. Who here has traveled over 1,000 miles in the last month? So that feeling of, who here is like getting up from illness? This feeling of, oh, I'm back in the world after a time away. Who here is getting up, if you feel comfortable sharing, is here having suffered a loss? Who's here in community having suffered a loss? We don't necessarily all know each other. That's an amazing thing about being a community of our size, that we don't all know each other, and then I'll hasten to say, yet. But one thing that I want to offer to us as we enter Shabbat and as we enter this new year, unbelievable, is to meet each other with the humility of saying, I don't know how many miles you traveled to be here. I don't know how your heart's doing. And because I'm in it with you, because I happen to be sitting near you, and because we are choosing this community together, I'm going to make space for you. I'm going to meet you here. We're going to meet Shabbat like that. We don't know what Shabbat is bringing to us this week, but can we meet her with a softness and a sense of welcome that says, I'm not going to put a sense of who you are on you. I'm going to ask you, tell me about you. Tell me how you're doing. Tell me about your miles. So as we're coming in, I'm just going to invite us to greet each other as people come to sit close to us. Smile at them with the corners of your eyes, right? If someone's sitting a little far away and maybe by themselves, you can turn to them and say, hey, do you want to come closer to me? Okay, can we welcome each other? Practice that sense of welcome. And then if they look at you, because we're Shir Tikva, we might be like, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure, you know? And you can be like, no, I don't know you either. Come closer to me. We'll meet, you know? Let us meet each other on the edge of the absurd, because on the edge of the absurd, there is so much love. And there's so much possibility. And I just really have such a gratitude to this space. I mean, just let's look around us for a moment and see how this space has filled in just these moments of welcome. So let's take a moment actually and just turn to each other. And on Zoom, I'm going to invite you to introduce yourself on the chat. And if you're feeling well enough to turn your cameras on and wave to each other, just to take a moment here and say hello to each other, to say good Shabbos. Good Shabbos.
That was really fun. That was great.
Good job.
Good Shabbos. All right. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la ya la 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 la, ya la ya la la ya la, ya la ya la 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 la, ya la ya la ya la la, ya la. It's my joy to invite Ben and Ben's family to join us here on the Bima as we light Shabbat candles. Ben is becoming B mitzvah. Come up. Wait. You looked at me, I'm like, no, this is you. This is your moment, my friend. So we're going to kindle Shabbat lights. If you're at home, I invite you please to light Shabbat candles with us. It is such an honor to get to celebrate with your family and to get to welcome you into this weekend of joy. So one of your great responsibilities as B mitzvah is to hold the Shabbos wand, and you'll light there and light the candles and then just slide it back. Baruch atah Adonai Shabbat Shalom. Mazal Tov. You may be seated. We'll be hearing more from you later tonight. We'll turn together to page 12 and welcome Shabbat in song. We'll continue on page 13. Shir Ladonai, Shir Hadash, Shir Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shir Ladonai, Baruchu Shemo, Vasiru V'yom Yeshuato, Sabru Hagoyim, Kevodo, Bechol Ha'amim, Nifleotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, colorful sheets, number 1. Ana b'choach.
Ana b'koach gedulat yemincha, tatir zerura, tatir zerura, kabel rinat, rinat amcha, sagvenu, tarenu, nora. Ana b'koach gedulat yemincha, tatir zerura, tatir zerura, kabel rinat, rinat amcha, sagvenu, tarenu, nora. Ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh. Ay, 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 oh, ay, 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 oh. 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 I believe in solid ground, until I saw the earth in motion, in the wind of steady change, and in the rolling ocean. Ana b'koach gedulat yemincha, tatir zerura, tatir zerura, kabel rinat, rinat amcha, sagvenu, tarenu, nora.
We'll turn together to page 20. Sing Lecha Dodi. When we come to the 9th verse, we will welcome Shabbat with our hearts wide open. If you want to join me in going out onto 50th Street or by opening your windows and doors wherever you are, you're welcome to do so.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, ish miyadu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki mekor haveracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, zov maser b'machshava tefila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Shabbat nekabla. B'nei Shabbat nekabla. Ay, 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 lecha dodi. Ay, 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 likrat kala. Ay, 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabla. Ay, 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 lecha dodi. Ay, 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 likrat kala. Ay, 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabla. Lo teboshi ve'lo tikami. Ma tishtochachi u'matemi. Ach yechisu ariyei ami. V'nivnata irati la. Ay, 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 lecha dodi. Ay, 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 likrat kala. Ay, 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabla. Ay, 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 lecha dodi. Ay, 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 likrat kala. Ay, 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabla. V'hayu li shoshaye rerachaku malabalayim. Yasis alayich Elohayim. Gizmos Satan al kala. Ay, 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 lecha dodi. Ay, 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 likrat kala. Ay, 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabla. Ay, 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 lecha dodi. Ay, 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 likrat kala. Ay, 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabla. Yaminu smoti frotzi et Adonai tarihisi. Ayadish ben parsi v'nismecha v'nagila. Ay, 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 lecha dodi. Ay, 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 likrat kala. Ay, 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabla. Ay, 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 lecha dodi. Ay, 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 likrat kala. Ay, 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabla. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala. Gam besimcha ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה איי 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 לך דודי איי 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 לקראת כלה איי 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 בני שבת
turn for a moment to page 22 to this psalm for Shabbat. Friends on Zoom, I don't believe this is in your transcript, so I'm hoping someone will be able to paste the words, the very first, just the first verse of Psalm 92 for us on page 22. Mizmor shir, mizmor shir, mizmor shir, mizmor shir, mizmor shir, mizmor shir, shir leyom haShabbat, shir leyom haShabbat, shir leyom haShabbat, shir leyom haShabbat. It's my joy to invite Ben to join us here on the Bima as our community rises in body and roots in spirit for Baruch Hu on page 28.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayers? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed.
We'll continue on page 30, blessing light and darkness, the movement between day and night and back into day, in the Hebrew, in the English for a moment. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב הרבים. On page 32, blessing on love. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. We'll turn to page 34 for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם. אוקיי.
ושתם לאור
ידיך היו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על יסוד ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אלוהיכם.
I think on so many levels, as we turn to page 40 for Micha Mocha, the experience of becoming Bi Mitzvah is like an embodiment of what we sing about when we sing Micha Mocha. This feeling of just not stopping, of becoming a member of community, of becoming a teacher of Torah. The way we get there is by not stopping. And I think so much of Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea, is a song about movement. Not glorious, right? Messy movement, and the work of it and the music of it is the commitment to stay in it, right? To help each other find our place in it. And so I just want to say thank you to Ben for your beautiful, beautiful leading. We cannot wait to be led by you tomorrow and on into the future. Page 40, Micha Mocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה. יאי לי לי לי, 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 יאי לי לי לי. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי לי לי לי, 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 יאי לי לי לי.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. So in this high holiday season, I always put in a plug for mercy on rabbis. as we pray to a God of compassion. It's like, oi God, why this season though? And oh, beloved community, can you imagine what it feels like to be a leftist rabbi this year, preparing for the high holidays? Let me tell you, it's heartbreaking and just extraordinarily humbling. And I want to say that, like, if my experience and the experience of all of my buddies on my text threads who are all like, with trying to find a few honest words, we're just a microcosm of what all of us are going to be doing in a few short weeks. We're just working it out sooner. We're not going to get it figured out. But all of us are inside of the season of honest, taking down the veils, facing the wreckage, saying we are sorry for the ways that we are implicated in the wreckage, and committing ourselves to doing differently. Every year, that's big work. I don't think there's ever been a year in human history where that is not extraordinarily difficult and urgent work. And this year, it's extraordinarily difficult and extraordinarily urgent. And so as we pray for protection and as we pray for peace on page 42, I want to invite us into a practice of telling the truth. Which doesn't mean we're going to get it right, but we've got to practice. And by that I mean trying to, before we start singing, find what is your heart praying for. When we say, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, spread over us a canopy of peace, what is your heart praying for tonight? Not to perform it, not to try to find the words to bridge. What is your heart praying for tonight? And if all we do tonight is cast about and say, what is my heart praying for? I don't know, that's a terrifying and bewildering question. I don't know. Like, if that's what we do for the next few moments, and then we start to sing, that's great. And if what you do is you find a word in your heart that feels honest, I'm going to invite you to see if you can whisper that word. And if it's a sentence or it's a plea, I'm going to invite you to whisper that, if you can find those words. Not so anyone can hear you, but so you can hear you. And let's just take a few moments to find tonight's honest words and see if we might be able to fill this space, whether it's with our quiet, whether it's with our whispers, but certainly with our prayers. And then we'll use the words of our tradition on page 42, but we'll take a few moments in quiet. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'amidenu shomreinu lechaim ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. V'tagene ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ועל ירושלים. Just a little check-in. If that feeling of me asking you to just say words out loud was totally terrifying, or challenging, maybe not terrifying, that's part of the reason we have liturgy. Right? Part of the reason we have liturgy and we don't just show up to say, let's just use the words of our heart to pray, is it can be so helpful to have poetry to carry us through. But I really invite you, as we're inside of prayer tonight and in these days leading up to the high holidays, keep checking in with your own heart's prayer. Keep finding words that feel honest and true. We'll rise in spirit and root in... We'll rise in spirit and body and root in spirit and body on page 44 with Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam ve'litolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We'll turn to page 46. So we'll begin our Amidah. We'll sing on page 46 and then take the next moments in quiet and come back together on page 62 in song. Adonai, Sefatai Tika, Ufi Aki, Adonai, Sefatai Tika.
yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru
We'll take this time now to pray for healing of body and healing of heart and spirit. We'll sing, and then we'll pause, and I'll invite you please to share names of people you're praying for aloud, to share them all together, that this space and our chat is filled up with the names of people that we're praying for. So we'll turn together to page 253. In the middle of the page. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor haberacha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make coda of blessing, of prayers for healing. Michelle Rennie was supposed to be here last week to receive a blessing for her 70th birthday. And we were hoping she would be able to be here this week to receive a blessing for her 70th birthday. But her experience with COVID is stretching out. And so I want to offer a blessing for Michelle, who I think has already left because she was so tired. She's on Zoom with us. And also, this is a time of an incredible spread of COVID. And I just want to offer blessings of healing for those who are coping with COVID right now, and those who are dealing with long COVID, those who are in the process of caregiving for people who are moving through COVID. Just may symptoms alleviate. May there be support for those who need it. May we continue to practice caring for each other on every level we can. And Michelle, I cannot wait to bless you on in honor of your birthday, whenever that is possible in person. But may we just know that the ways that we care for each other and lift each other through this time are in themselves a blessing. But refuah shlema to all those who need it. Okay. So dear ones, I get to offer words of Torah tonight. And I found inspiration this week in an unlikely place, unlikely for me. I found my inspiration as I spent a significant amount of time making spreadsheets this week. I stepped back from my high holiday prepping to make spreadsheets, and it felt so good. I'm not kidding. I was making spreadsheets for tefillah leaders, for leaders of prayer. I was trying to create ways for our amazing leaders of prayer to be able to say easier, Hineni, I'm ready, I want to lead. And here are the very specific weeks of the year when it's possible for me to lead. I got to slow down enough and get specific enough to think about how weeks move, how the flow of holidays and Torah readings and mitzvah celebrations intersect. And suddenly this act of creating spreadsheets became a prayer for the soul of our community, for the committed and talented and brave and humble and generous leaders of our community, a prayer for peace and for healing for our broken world, as the dates I was typing took on a sheen of sort of strange science fiction as I moved from October 2024, which I could almost imagine, to November and December and February and all the way to May 2025. What even is that? What will be happening? Who will we be? Spreadsheets this week became a way for me to pause and to listen, to pause and to listen and to invite, to create a quiet emptiness that might allow you in. And that felt like a blessing in the midst of the high holidays rush, when we're all so busy filling in the details, creating words, putting plans in motion. It was a reminder that all of our preparations in this season should be like the spreadsheets, creating space for connection, paying attention to the small details, not so we get the details right, but so we might create the conditions to make presence possible. Our Parsha this week tries to give us language for this experience of making space, when it says right in the middle of the Parsha, V'hayayim shamoa tishma b'kol Adonai Elohecha, lishmor la'asot et kol mitzvotav asher anochi mitzavcha hayom, untatcha Adonai Elohecha elyon al kol goyei haaretz. Or the translation, now if you listen to your God, if you observe faithfully all the divine commandments which I enjoin on you this day, God will set you high above all the nations of the earth. Are you convinced? Not exactly the same message, but the Sfat Emet takes that verse and brings a midrash that teaches, happy is the one whose listenings are mine, hovering always at my doorways, right at the threshold. And he continues, listenings means that one should always be prepared to receive and listen closely to the words of God. The voice of God's word is in everything, since all was created by God's utterance. This sounds better, right? The Sfat Emet wants us to read Torah's language of V'haya im shamoa tishma b'kol Adonai, if you listen to God's voice, as a call to attention, not to pretend that we can ever hear what we need, but instead that we should be ever in that posture of paying attention. We should be hovering nearby, just trying to connect. And the Sfat Emet continues, never think that you have come to the truth. Understand that you are always standing at the entrance. The word doorway, or delet, is related to the word poverty, or dalut. This is the way you find door after door after door opening for you. We never arrive. We are always at the threshold of understanding, the threshold of connection. And the Sfat Emet wants us to come to a place of dynamic, vibrant presence, a shimmering kind of humble attention that does not seek to lay claim, but to meet, to delight in, to learn, and to be transformed. And this is the way you find door after door opening for you. Poets know this feeling, I think, this quality of attention. Poet Martha Postlethwaite writes in her poem, Clearing, do not try to save the whole world or do anything grandiose. Instead, create a clearing in the dense forest of your life and wait there patiently until the song that is your life falls into your own cupped hands and you recognize and greet it. Only then will you know how to give yourself to this world so worthy of rescue. And I imagine the Sfat Emet whispering to Martha Postlethwaite, don't wait, darling, hover. And then they might sit together and sing a nigun. I find this same attitude in writer Annie Dillard, who wrote about her experience of being present to creation. At a certain point, you say to the woods, to the sea, to the mountains, the world, now I am ready. Now I will stop and be wholly attentive. You empty yourself and wait, listening. After a time you hear it. There is nothing there. There is nothing but those things only, those created objects, discrete, growing or holding or swaying, being rained on or raining, held, flooding or ebbing, standing or spread. You feel the world's word as a tension, a hum, a single chorused note everywhere the same. This is it. This hum is the silence. Nature does utter a peep, just this one. The birds and insects, the meadows and swamps and rivers and stones and mountains and clouds, they all do it. They all don't do it. There is a vibrancy to the silence, a suppression, as if someone were gagging the world. But you wait. You give your life's length to listening, and nothing happens. The ice rolls up, the ice rolls back, and still that single note obtains. The tension, or lack of it, is intolerable. The silence is not actually suppression. Instead, it is all there is. Dillard evokes the Sfat Emet from the same teaching when he writes, we read shamoa tishma, or listen, twice, to teach us to listen to that which we are already hearing. We don't need anything else. Make space for what already is. Or in Postlethwaite's language, creating a clearing in the dense forest of your life, and wait there patiently until the song that is your life falls into your own cupped hands. So I pray that this teaching on spreadsheets and sacred attention finds its way to you this Shabbat, and that you join me in this vulnerable, broken-hearted journey this season, that you are able to notice the spaces that have been created just for you and to step in, that you are able to clear space in yourself to notice what needs to come closer, what needs to sing. And I pray that in all the words in the liturgy, all the melody and silence, all the shofar blast and ritual, you might find a way to come to attention with your own soul. So let us learn, let us grow, let us connect, let us hover at the doorway, and may door after door open for us. Shabbat Shalom. So we'll offer community blessings, this chance to be able to accept and offer blessings to one another, and I thank our Zoom blessers in advance for your generous offerings. Hamalach hagoel oti, Hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra, yevarech et hane'arim, v'karev bahem shemi, v'shem avotai, v'shem avotai, Avraham v'Yitzchak, v'yidgul harov, v'yidgul harov b'kerev haaretz, Yisimchem Elohim kesara, kerivka, kerachel uchelea, כפריים וכמנשה, יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. יללי, יללי, May we each find a timely door and stop and listen to the message waiting there for us and take that message to heart. May we find ways to pause, to listen, and to notice. And may we continue to be blessed by the many among us who foster connection to create this sacred community. May we experience all things mundane, especially spreadsheets, as sacred components of all that is. May we all consider what we can change in this month before the high holidays. May we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and soft with ourselves and all those we cross paths with. Kein yehi ratzon yalalai yalalai ayo yalalai 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 layo on page 284, in body and spirit. V'hashevota el levavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim. V'hashevota למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. You may be seated. We turn now to Kadisha Tom, to this chance to remember and to lift up the names of those who have died in the last month and those who have died at this time in years past. We begin by singing Ose Shalom as a way of holding space for the grief and enormity of loss, of death in Israel-Palestine over these last 11 months. So we'll sing Ose Shalom, and then we'll offer names of our community. Ose Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. As a community, we're in Shloshim for Ruby Ann Bear, cousin of Tova Gorman Bear. For Michael Dane, beloved member of Shir Tikva. For Todd Slomsky, brother of Karen Ratz, brother-in-law of Mike, and uncle of Henry and Miriam. Do you want to share a story? Here, wait, I'll come over with a mic.
Todd had the kindest eyes and was a very, very funny person, as you can imagine if you know Karen. And he'll be greatly missed.
Bernie Johnson, grandfather of Rachel and Rebecca Wolf. Paul Pink, father of Joel. Robin Wicks, wife of Jessica.
One of the things over the years that just used to irritate dickens out of me about Robin was the way that she'd say one thing, I say the other, and she would be proven right. But I think the one time I'm most upset about it is when she went into the hospital and we learned she had cancer. And she said, hospitals are where you go to die. And she did. Thank you.
We observe the yard sites of Sam Berman, Paul's father. Walter Beeger, Caden's grandfather. Judith Diane Finkelstein, Yesness, mother of Daniel and Forrest's grandmother.
I was trying to think of something to say, but my grandma taught all of us in my family about caring for the outdoors, and that matters a lot to me. So the fact that that was handed down over the years still means a lot, and I think she'd be pretty angry with the heat. It's time to cool off into the fall.
Carolyn Fullman, Eric Rame's aunt. Solomon David Gossman, Neil Gossman's father. Sylvia Gold, Ellie Zimmerman's mother.
Thank you. It's been 37 years, half of my life, that I've been missing my mom. She was a piano teacher. She taught piano until 3 months before she passed away. Her music still lives on in my life.
Alice Groth, Daniel Honig's grandmother. Milton Hammer, Rana Hammer's father. Shirley Pearl Hill, Bev Luther Quast's grandmother. Richard Michael Joseph, Jesse Goldfarb's grandfather. Bert Larmer, Carolyn Levy's cousin. Dorothy Lowenstein, Linda's mother. Lawrence Babe Marvey, Vicky's dad. John Moran, Ginny's father. Lita Robbins, Adara's grandmother, Bill Savrin, Jessica's father, Abraham Slutsky, Bernie's father.
My dad's been gone for over 30 years now, and I just remember him as being kind, gentle, soft. He wasn't the typical 50s male character. He showed me something totally different, and he taught me to be loving, to be honest, and to care about people. And the older I get, the more I see him coming out in me, and I'm just proud to be my father's son.
Sonny Troop, Sarah Caston's grandfather.
It's the 6th yard site, which is both feels like it wasn't that long ago, but it also feels like forever ago because it was back in 2018 before everything. My grandpa was a storyteller and a comedian, stand-up comedian way before I was born. He once told me as when he was older that that he actually wanted to move to LA. He was like, I could have been Mel Brooks. Instead of Mel Brooks, it could have been me. But my grandma didn't want to move, so he was like, fine, I guess, so I'm happy with how it ended up, but it could have been. And one of the favorite stories I remember he used to repeat is that at one point he went for a grandparents' day for my brother's preschool or something, and my brother turned to him very serious and said, Grandpa, no jokes. And he just loved repeating that story and embarrassing my brother as he was an adult.
Raleigh Westland, Bonnie Westland's father. And I wonder if there are other names that we want to share tonight and any stories.
I missed the art side of my friend Ryan by like a week or two in true Kendrick ADHD fashion. And I just wanted to say he was so lively and brilliant and loved everybody and never sat down to anyone he couldn't talk to. And I just miss him dearly.
It's the 3rd yard site of my grandfather, Bernard Glatzer, and he loved to joke and tell weird stories that he made up. And I wanted to share one of his favorites. As he got older, he lost most of his hearing, and every time somebody would tell him he needed to get hearing aids, he would tell us this story. So there's a fiddler that goes into the jungle, and a lion comes out and goes to eat him and attack him. And the fiddler starts playing, and he plays this beautiful song, so the lion sits down and relaxes and listens. And then a fox comes, and again, tries to eat him, and listens to the music and lays down to listen. And slowly, all sorts of different animals start coming out to attack him, and all lay down. And then the cheetah comes, and the cheetah goes right up to the fiddler and eats him. And so all of the animals start yelling at the cheetah, why would you do that? That was so beautiful. Why would you ever do that? And the cheetah goes, huh? And yeah, he could not hear a word anybody said unless it was, you're deaf. You need hearing aids.
I've lost both my mom and my dad at different times, but they were married for 35 years before I lost my father. And it was 10 years apart from when they met to when the time that my mom called him up in a little bit drunken stupor and asked him to get married. But they were happily married, and my son got to meet, thankfully, my dad. I was pregnant with my daughter at that time that I lost him. I regret tremendously that they didn't get to grow up with people who truly gave me purpose, a sense of belonging, and care for others. I grew up pre-cell phone. There wasn't a time that my parents, when I needed to talk, were not there and present. The TV was off and you had full attention. And I'm grateful for all the values that they've instilled in me.
I'm going to invite our community, please, to rise in body and spirit on page 294 for Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon u'vyom echon u'v'chayeh dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'lamei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudsha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. You may be seated. I'll invite beloved Julie Jacobs to come offer some announcements to let you know what's coming.
Hi, I'm Julie Jacobs, Shabbat Shalom. It makes me want to sing announcements, 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 but I won't. But you did. I did a little bit. I could have done the whole thing, but anyway. Thank you for being with us tonight. It's such a joy to be together. At the end of the service, please take your prayer books to the usher table. Please separate the song sheets from the sidurs. And people at the back table, please leave them out because we have a bar mitzvah tomorrow morning. Mazel tov to Ben Gage on becoming bar mitzvah. Thank you to all those who made tonight possible. Rabbi Ariel, Billy Perkis, and Jessica Cohn, Gordon, Eric, the McCone Minion, and Lori Sweet. Thank you to our Shom Ream and Security for your steady presence, and thank you to the Crowley, Trotsky, Sir, and Schwartz, Lecquirk, and Miller Eldridge families for hosting the Oneg tonight in honor of Ben Gage becoming bar mitzvah. Find all of our Shir Tikva programming updates in our weekly e-news and on the website. Salichot on Saturday night next week. Come for learning at 7. High Holy Days. High Holy Days are coming. Details are on the website. This was handwritten. I couldn't read that. A reminder that your community is here to support you, so please reach out to your rabbis if you encounter a life change so they can activate the Shir Tikva network of support, or as one of our former members referred to it as schnoz. Thank you.
Thank you. Tomorrow morning, in addition to Ben's bar mitzvah, we also have Tat Shabbat at 9:30. So if you feel like coming to hang out with little ones, please do. And Rondi, I would love to invite you to make an announcement.
I just want to say that, speaking of high holidays, if you would like a ride to services, or if you can give a ride to services, please see me or Bernie after services. We have a sign-up sheet, or check the e-news, and there'll be a blurb with a email link that you can then contact and let them know if you can give a ride or if you need one. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's my joy to be able to invite Forrest Yesnes, the director of our Family and Youth Education Department, to join us on the Bima in addition. Ben, please come up and join Forrest.
Thanks, Rabbi. Hi, Ben. You got to get used to all the Bima time. So it's our tradition at Shir Tikva that the most recent bar mitzvah in a class gifts the Kiddush cup to the next bar mitzvah and gives them a little bit of, hey, I just went through this and here's some good luck and good love to you. But Ben's in a unique place. I am not the most recent bar mitzvah in the community. However, Ben's the first in his class to go through the Bar Mitzvah journey. This is no small feat. I've been joking with this family. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody has to be first. And they've done it with a lot of bravery. And it's tough to do this a first time. And so, Ben, here's the challenge. I'm giving you your Kiddush cup, which is right. This is not Ben's Kiddush cup. We will get Ben his Kiddush cup. This is another Ben's Kiddush cup. So yours is brand new. It hasn't even had any grape juice in it yet, so it's even luckier. But Bar Mitzvah is this time where the teachers stop teaching and the rabbis stop rabbiing, and we let our students in the front, and we take their lead, and you teach us your Torah. And so I'm representing all of the staff, all of the people who have been lucky enough to teach you, to hand you your Kiddush cup. And then in a couple weeks, it'll be your turn to turn around and give it to somebody else, and the cycle continues through your class. So Yasher Koach on reaching it this far, Mazal Tov in advance, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. What page? 5? Sure. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ruach haolam, borei pari. Adonai Eloheinu ruach haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon chinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tehila lemikrae kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta im kol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
Thank you. Mazal tov. And he does, wow, that is real, like, determination. And well done. We cannot wait to celebrate with you tomorrow, Ben. So it's also my honor. He doesn't know I'm going to do this, but I'm going to invite my father and Latvika to come join us on the bima. Will you come up for Motzi? So this is Noam's dad, and Svika and Sarah, Noam's parents, are visiting from Israel right now, and we're really grateful to get to have them with us. And they're going home on Monday, even though we don't want them to. Hi, love. So I just wanted you to be here with me. And also, Svika is an incredible extrovert. So if you feel like talking to someone, Svika would love to meet you after services.
I didn't know that.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'amon. Do you want to grab a bite? So we'll close in song. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiramayam, 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 umelo. Yiramayam, 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 umelo. Shabbat Shalom.
Little